Let's start. So hey guys, welcome back. I'm here. Somehow I am convinced for the second lecture. Sorry for the disturbance. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me know guys if you're able to see my screen. Here we go. Okay, so this is where we left on that day, right? We had created this header. Okay, the icons were not working because we didn't install the icons. It was taking too much time to download, so the icons was not there. Today I have downloaded the icons already, so please share the GitHub link in the for this project. Kushagra, you will get everything mentioned on this doc. Okay, so everything is mentioned in this doc, and the doc link is already shared. Okay, so everything is here, don't worry. Okay. What I was saying, yeah, so the icon was not downloaded that day, but today I've downloaded the icons now. Okay, so it will work. And yeah, this is something that we created. Let's call it categories banner. Okay, this categories banner, we understood that how to map the static icons. Okay, the static elements. Static elements matlab, we had an array which had objects. Okay, and each object has an image and a title, and we'll just loop through that array, and we created this banner, right? What was the most important thing that we learned in this particular banner, guys? What was something that we learned in this particular banner? Can you tell me? If you guys are no okay, so we learned basically how to loop an array. So we understood about the mapping and elements, right? How to map array. Also, we understood the very important concept of key, that why this key is important and how should we use it. Okay, so that was the two things that we learned in this particular banner. Today, what we are targeting is to complete this particular page. Okay, that's what the target for today. And yeah, that's what we will do in this Flipkart project. We'll not be doing opening a particular product and then add to cart. We'll be targeting to complete this particular page today, which is still a task to do in 2 hours. Okay, and we'll cover all the topics, all the basic topics in this. If you get any doubt, please do ask. And yeah, we'll try to complete this entire page. Okay, that I have planned. If we get time, okay, if we get time, we can move forward, but we will try to complete this project for today. Okay, later on, please provide the source code. The code is already there in Vedant in the GitHub, and the GitHub link is already mentioned in the doc. Where's my cursor? Hello, sir. Okay, cool. Let's start coding. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create a carousel. So Flipkart carousel. So if you can see, guys, the Flipkart carousel. The Flipkart has been updated. Since the last time I visited this Flipkart was a little different. But now I guess on the day that we had a lecture, this Flipkart has been changed a little. They have updated a lot of sections here. But that's okay. We are focusing right now on this particular carousel. So you can see this particular carousel, guys. Okay. So this is a carousel. Carousel is basically a slider that you see. It's a collection of multiple images. Okay. It's just images here. And when we press on these buttons, it moves the image and brings another image. Okay. So we need to implement this functionality. We will not do the core functionality, like how to implement this particular carousel. We will be using a library for it, a plugin to implement this. Okay. I think the carousel part, the basic carousel part is already covered in previous videos of Cuvette sessions. So I'm not covering that. I'll be covering how to integrate a particular slider to implement this. Okay. So the slider, the plugin that I'm looking for is React slider. I forgot the name. React Slick slider. Yeah, this is something that I'm targeting. This is what we want actually. So you can see when we click on it, it just loads the image, right? It loads the another section. So that's what we need to implement. We'll also customize these buttons. Okay, and that's it. That's what we need to implement. So let's see how to integrate this, how to integrate this particular plugin into a project. So you have to go to the docs, and here you see it has given the installation guide. So whenever, as I said, make your documentation as a best friend. So whenever you want something, just go to the documentations. So this doc says that installation part. Okay, so you need to copy this, put it in your carousel, in your console, close your application by pressing Control C, and paste this. So it says npm install React Slick. Npm install, you know, it install, download the code in your system. React Slick is the name of the library or the plugin, right? And it's basically saving in your computer. This hyphen save is not important. You can, it's your choice. You want to write it, you do not want to write it. It basically says just save it. So we can build Carousel with HTML, right? Yeah, you can. Sandeep. Yeah, you can. You can build with HTML CSS as well. Okay, only with HTML CSS as well. You can do this POC. POC matlab, it's just a basic project you can do at your site with HTML CSS. But for React, I think you would rather prefer more states and all. Okay, so it's downloaded, guys. Take it quickly. npm start again to start our application. And it should launch. By the time it's launching, we have to include the CSS as well. So this is something that we have done. No, we have not done it. npm install Slick Carousel. Okay. Ye bhi karna padega. So npm install React Slick, done. After you're done installing your through npm, now you have to include the CSS in your project. So let's include the CSS now. So I'm going to start. Fine. Let's close it again, paste it. npm install Slick Carousel. It will download the CSS. Import these two things in your entry file. Okay. So let's get it and put it in your entry files. This is index.js is our entry file. You remember? So here I'm adding these two files as well to import the CSS. Okay. After creation of layout, can we give the routing to each section also? Okay. Is it done? Yes, it is done. Let's go back to the documentation. And it says, but be aware Slick Carousel has a peer dependency on jQuery, which you or your colleagues may not like in your console output. So you can always grab the CSS from there and convert it to any CSS in JS solution that you might be using. So basically they are saying that you can use any CSS, but the React Carousel is using jQuery. What is jQuery? jQuery is basically a JavaScript library, okay, which helps us to create JavaScript project. So there's a JavaScript, it has the jQuery built on top of it. Okay. So jQuery helps us to do DOM manipulation and all. So jQuery is a different library. It's simple DOM manipulation library. So yeah, that's all. That's what we need to do, guys. Installation 2-part. Let me repeat it once again. npm install React Slick. npm install Slick Carousel. This is not recommended for your professional project. This is for your learning project or maybe for your resume project. Great. But not for the professional project. Why? Because it increases a lot of code in your project. As I said, if you want to grab everything just for the simple utility, you will not do it in the professional projects. Okay. Single item. So let's start coding. Okay. React Slick. This is how to import Slick slider. You can see import slider React Slick. So that's the line we need to write to import this particular plugin into our file. So now let's go to the component of the carousel. And here we need to write this line. Import slider from React Slick. Okay, cool. So import slider from React Slick. Kya karega? It take the variable of the React slider or React Slick in your file. Now, this is an example how to create the slider. This you can just copy paste this entire thing, but we will not do this. What we are going to focus this part. This is how to use it. You can see this is the slider component. So we have to use the slider component. So here we go. In this carousel, we don't need this heading. What we need is the slider. Okay. This slider comes as a component. Okay, and what it takes elements, it takes slides. So you have to give the slides. So in my case, we have 5 slides, right? But let's start giving small slides. Let's say I give div. Okay, let's give a div, small div with h3. Okay, I'll say slide 1 and so on. Okay, so I'm providing slides here. So this is my first slide, this is my second slide, this is my third slide, and that's it. That's it for now. Okay, just for an example. 2, 3. Okay, I hope everyone understanding. What I have done, I've just imported the slider, given 3 slides to this slider. Okay, and let's see how it is looking right now. I've not started the app. npm start. Okay. After creation of layout, can you give the routing to each section also? So we have to create pages. Okay, I've got any notes from the previous session. You have to create pages for the routing purpose. For the layout, I'm assuming layout is just for the one page. You have to create pages. Okay, Kundeti. So you have to different pages. So when we create different pages, then we can perform the routing. Okay. Guys, if you do not get the notes from the last session, this is basically the doc that you need to prefer. That's it. You just need to go through this particular session. Go notes. This particular doc. Okay. There's nothing special notes here. Okay. So guys, we have it now. Some errors. Let's see what errors are coming. Can't resolve slick slider. Slick. Interesting. Can't resolve slick.css. One of the peer dependencies, it was installed, right? Slick Carousel. Yeah. What kind of Flipkart? Okay. Slick Carousel can't install. React Slick. Give me a second, guys. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I'm getting an error. Let's see what the error is. Import. Yeah, that's what we are doing in the index.js. Index.js. Let me put this on top. Still, I'm getting an error. Can't resolve this. Index.js. Let me Google this out. I'm using this library after a long time. I think they have updated it. Ding ding. Okay. You can change this to this and delete this. Cool. Ding. Yeah, it worked. Okay. So basically, guys, this is how you debug the code. You're getting a problem, you Google it and solve this issue ASAP. Ding ding. Is it worked? Now it worked. Yes. Now you can see it's working, right? Slide 1. And when I'm trying to slide it, it's getting slide to it. But now let's see how it will actually look like the way I want. Slide 2. And then I say slide 3. So yes, it's working. Okay. Slide 2 and slide 3. Now I have to make it like the way I want. So what it needs is basically needs some settings. If you see, it needs some settings. Settings are what? Settings are the configuration that it wants. Okay. Like customization for the slider. So do we want dots? Do we want it to go infinite? What should be the speed when it's scrolling? Okay. And how many slides to show? How many slides to scroll? So these are the things that we need to give. as configuration to this particular slider. But before that, before moving to that, we need to create these slices like the way we want. Okay. हमको जैसी image चाहिए. Okay, हमको जैसी slide चाहिए. Let's make like that. So how do we want? I have an array of carousel. I have an array of carousels. Deal banners. Yeah, yeah. So I have this carousel data. It includes all the images that I want. Okay. I'll put this here. Carousel data.js. Okay. So carousel data.js has this variable which is carousel images. And I'll be just exporting this. And now I will just loop this array map item index. Why I'm using index, guys? Can anybody tell me what is the use of this index? Why what will be the purpose of this index? What will I do with this? Answer, buddies. What will I do with this? Item dot. No, just an item. Okay, yeah. I'll give the key. So can you recall the purpose of the map function? To loop an array. Okay, to loop an array and return this UI element. Got it? For individual item in array. Vedant. Okay. I need to give the key. Okay, I need to give the key to an element which is mapped, and that has to be a unique value. So each and every individual element in an array, it's a URL. So I do not have anything as a unique thing in the URL, right? So what will I use? I will use index on the basis on the as a key for the key. As a key, I'll use the index. So I'll use the index here. Okay, and that's it. Now I need to give a class name here. So let's give a class name. Class name, guys. Class name is basically, you remember the class we used to give in the elements? So class name is a property that we give instead of class. Why? Because the class keyword is reserved in the div, in the React. Okay, the class keyword is reserved in the JavaScript. So we use class name attribute to give the class name to our element. Okay, so here I'm going to write my CSS again for this particular carousel. So carousel.css. Okay. Carousel.css. Here I'll write carousel item. Can you please go and access the recording of the previous section? You will get it in the future, not right now. The recordings will be available in the future. They will mail you. They will mail you. Okay. Carousel item. Carousel item is basically of height 250 pixel, I would say. The width will be 100 pixel. Oh, sorry, 100%. Okay. And let's see how it works right now. How it is looking right now. Carousel image is not defined. How can I solve this problem, guys? You can see I'm getting this error in source components carousel index.js. So where I'm getting this error in the index.js file at line number 8. And what is the error? Carousel images, a variable, is not defined. Okay. So let's see why I'm getting this error. So this is giving me the error that, oh, this variable is undefined here. So what am I supposed to do? How can I solve this error, guys? Can you guys tell me? How can I solve this error? Guys, can you tell me how can I solve this error quickly? Just import the CSS file and the index.js file. Index.js file in the index.js file. Yes, not the CSS, but right now to solve this, we just need to import the data. Okay. We just need to import carousel. It should be automatically imported. Yeah, we got this here. Guys, again, I'm asking, is it default export or a named export? It's a named export. So how will I import the CSS? I'll import the CSS like this, which is carousel dot CSS. Anyone knows about the module CSS? What is modular CSS in React? Carousel CSS. Okay. So now you can see, guys, we got it. We got a wonderful slider, and that's working fine, right? Okay, so you guys don't know about the modular CSS, right? So we'll be talking about the modular CSS in a little later, okay? But please explain. Sure, we'll go into it, but not right now. But yeah, let's focus on this particular slider. How we created the slider. Let me revisit again. Okay. We install this dependency, call it React Slick. It has some caveats that it includes a lot of code in your project. Okay. What is the alternative of it? It's very simple to create the slider. You just need to, what you can say, just create a container, have a state, and have an index, have a state for which element to show in the array, right? So let's say if I'm swiping, or let's say if I'm clicking on a button, I have to just update the index on that state. So for example, guys, let me show you. If you want to create this on your own, how you will do it. So let's assume that this is the slider that you want to create. You have an array of 4 items. Okay. You have an array of 4 items. Control C, Control V. Okay. So you have an array of 4 items, and you have to show here, right? And let's say you have buttons here. 1 button and 2 button. Okay. So when you click on this button, you have to set a state. So you will need a state. Okay. Which image to show here? So let's say we have an image. Well, let's say we have a state here. Okay. Let's call it current index. Okay. This state is a current index, and initially the value will be 0. Okay. Initially the value will be 0. And when I'm pressing on this particular button, on next button, what I will do, I'll just say index plus 1. Okay. So index plus 1. So here I'll say whatever the current index is, just say plus 1. Plus 1. Okay. And here I will say whatever the current index is, just say minus 1. Counter example of React. Correct. Yes. And here I'll be just showing that image. How? In the UI, I'll say image, whatever this array is. Okay. I'll say array of array of current index. Okay. Array of current index. Let's call it C. Okay. So yeah, that's what you need to do while building this particular carousel on your own, if you're creating this on your own. But for the smart purpose, like for just creating a project for our resume, what we have done, we have used something known as React Slick plugin. Okay, let's call it dependency. So this is the plugin that we have used. We visited its documentation, and here we checked how it works. We got to know that this is a component which takes some configuration. We have not given the configuration yet. Okay. And then the slider we imported the slider. We mapped our images. Okay. We mapped our images. So these are slides that we mapped. Okay. Here we have the image, and for the map, we have the key here, and that's it. That's what we did to make this carousel. Okay. What about automatic using state? So you can use that. You can use that. Okay. I hope everyone clear with this, how to create the slider. simple slider. Is this clear, guys? Is this clear to everyone? How we created this? Now let's modify this a little bit. Okay, let's modify a little bit. So what I want is to give a class name to here. Class name. Class name was Carousel wrapper. So Carousel wrapper. Let's go here. Carousel. It's a Carousel wrapper. Carousel wrapper will have a margin top of 20 pixels. Okay. Let's see if that works. Yes, it's working properly. Fine. Right. Seems good to me. Okay, but it's going out of the box, right? So what I will do, I'll go to the body index.js and I will say body overflow overflow x direction mein, whatever the overflow is going, just hide it. Okay. Set timeout for automatic carousel. Yes, set timeout for automatic carousel. Not set timeout, set interval. Set interval. Set timeout means set interval. Okay, guys, let's see. We got this and it's not going now anywhere. Working fine, looking very good. Just looking like a wow. Sometimes when I create my projects and see after it, I feel like, oh, I built something good. Okay, cool. No problem. What I want now, I want some buttons here. So let's see how to create buttons. Okay. Here. So you can see dots. We do not want dots. We are not focusing on dots right now. But we want, it should go, how to create buttons here. Okay. Examples. So let's go to examples. You can see here the examples are here. Okay. So in the settings, there must be something known as customizable buttons. So there are a lot of things here. You guys can go through it according to your need. But I want custom arrows. Yes. So I want to create custom arrows. So how to create custom arrows? So you need to create your arrow, sample previous arrow, sample next arrow. So you have to create your elements. And in that case, you have to provide the prop, basically the settings. Okay. Next arrow and the previous arrow. So that is what we want to give. So let's create the buttons here. Carousel ke andar, kahan gaya? Here. Okay. So now here I will say const next button. Return okay. Return a div. Okay. And div has a icon. So let's get an icon. So icon, I've installed it, but we need to get the icons. So material icons, material icons. Go. Hello. Yeah, material icons. How to install the material icons, guys? You remember last time I said npm install MUI icon material, and it was taking a lot of time, so I didn't do it. Okay, but today I've already done it, so it's present. Now, if you whatever the icon you want, you have to search here. Let's say I want chevron. Chevron is basically these direction icons. Okay. And here, whatever I want, what I just want chevron right or chevron left. So chevron right for the right button. Next button. Oh, sorry. Import it here and use it down. I'll give the class name to it. I'll say carousel next button. Okay. Similarly, I'll create a previous button as well. And I'll say previous button. chevron left. Copy and paste here. Chevron left icon. Chevron left icon. So we got the buttons, right? Now what do I need to do? I need to give this in the slider. So let's see if the slider takes arrows, right? It takes arrows. So, but it takes next arrow. Yeah, next arrow prop. So this prop we need to give as next arrow, next button. Okay. Similarly, you have to give the previous arrow as previous arrow button, previous button. Cool. We got it. Let's see. Yeah, you can see we got this here and here. But are these working? These are not working. Why? Need to check why not working. Okay, so we got this next arrow and previous arrow, sample arrow, next arrow. What it does, it takes props. Okay, it takes props and we have to give the class name, style, and on click. So yeah, we have to give these props here to these elements. On click, on click, on click. Yeah. So these props we'll be getting from the slider, and we have to assign this to our buttons. So a class name. So whatever the class name that slider is providing, we need to assign that to style, whatever the style that slider is giving, that also we need to give to our button, and on click method. So basically, if you're clicking on a slider, this our button will get to know from this on click. Okay. Yeah, Joy. Yeah, Joy. See, notes नाम की चीज नहीं होती, मतलब you have to grow a little. I understand where you're coming from, but everything, your documentation is your best friend, as I said, Joy, right? So everything is mentioned in the documentation. You should start reading documentation. Fine. Next button, props. You guys can see props. This props is basically coming from the next arrow. Okay, from here. So slider, next arrow, previous arrow, previous button. So this slider injecting this props in these buttons. But 1 second. How? Okay. Okay. Let's assume. Let's see what props are actually coming. Okay, let's console them. Let's see what props are actually coming here. Console.log props. When you are confused, whenever you don't know anything, just console. Okay, so that you understand everything properly. What data is flowing in your components. You can see there's an object coming. What is props? What exactly is prop? Prop is a parameter, the data that you transfer from one component to another component. So let me just explain props here. Let's cover this and then I'll come to the props. Okay. So you guys can see what props are coming from the component slider. We're getting the class name. We're getting the current slide. We're getting the data role prop. Also, we are getting the on-click method. And we are also getting the slide count and the style. Okay, so we're getting a lot of things. Now, we need to do the same thing here. So we are getting the class name, style, on-click. And what I will do here, I will say, whatever the props is coming, give a class name here, plus I want my class name, style, whatever the style is coming, give style here, whatever the on-click is coming, give on-click here. That's it. That's what you need to do. Okay. What more that they are saying? I'll come back to props, don't worry, but let's see what we actually need to do. We have to assign the class name, style, and the on-click background. Oh, that's it. Cool. Style. Let's just copy and paste it here as well. Let's make it previous button. I think that's carousel button itself is sufficient. I would say. एक ही button बनाना है. Yeah, both will look same. Yeah, we got it, right? That's what we wanted. Let's see if that's working now. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Arrows true. Do I need to say arrows true? Let's see. Do I need to say arrows true? Documentation is your best friend again. But no, we do not need to say arrows true. So where are arrows? Where are arrows? The slide to show one. Ding, ding, ding. Inspect. Ding. Okay. So here we can see Dave. Slick slide, slick slide, slick slide, slick slide. Arrow. The arrow is here, but it's not visible. The button is here. Next button is also here, and the previous button is also here, but it's not visible. Why? Because left में ज़्यादा चला गया, I guess. Position absolute. Yeah, here they are. 1, 2. Cool. So we got the buttons. Now let's give them a carousel. Carousel button. Position. I'll say absolute. Absolute. And let's make this position relative. Okay. Let's bring next button. Next button. And the previous button. Next button. Next button go, I'll bring left, right 0. Top 50%. Let's see if that comes. The index. For now. Yeah, it's visible here. You can see it's coming, right? So we got it. पूछ रहा है या बता रहे? Z index image के पीछे क्या रहेगा? It's here. Okay, guys. You can see the button has arrived here. Similarly, we have to do the same thing with the left out. Next, previous also. Previous. The previous button is not here. Previous button के लिए we have to make it left 0. And it is carousel, carousel, carousel. Previous button. Cool. So you can see the previous button is arrived here, next button is arrived here, and looks good. Okay. So far. Now we just need to give the class name, different class name here. Okay. So let's just different style here, not the class name, but the different style here. I would love to give the same class name for the same design, right? As you can see, just for the different class name, the only different thing is right or left, right? Either there's a left 0, either the right is 0. So only I want this thing to be in the next button and the previous button. Else, I would have everything common, right? So I will create common class, one common class. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I would love to have one common class for both the things. Carousel, carousel button. Okay. And carousel button. Yeah. So in my carousel next button, the right will be 0, and my previous button, the left will be 0. Else, for the common things, this common class will work. Okay. So let's see. I'll say background, the height should be at least 70 pixels. The width should be 30 pixels. The background color will be a little bit grayish. So wheat color. Let's go with the wheat color for now. Let's see how it is looking. It's looking like this. Okay. Over पे क्यों जा रहा है? I'll see over पे क्यों disappear हो रहा है. But that's okay. No, it's some problem here. Some problem here. Let's see. Slick. Arrow. Display block. Height 70. Width 30. I think width should be enough, whatever it is right now. And background color. Let's get the background color from there only. ये एक background color लेके आता हूँ. Pick my picker. अरे आ जाओ. Pick this color. Oh, it's white only. Fine. Let's get it white. I like white smoke. And let's not get the width. Let's see how it is looking now. This is how it is looking. This is still looking good, but what about this? Isko kya ho gaya? It's not getting that class name. So why? There must be some problem with the class name. Carousel button. अच्छा previous button में तो लग रहा है, but next button में नहीं लग रहा. क्यों? ऐसा क्यों? Why? Okay, because it does not have the space. You can see, guys, there's no space here. Okay, just because there was no space here, this class name and this class name got connected to each other, which like not like this. There was no space between them, right? So that's why I need to get the space. So now you can see both has working properly, but now why there's a hover button is working. Let's see why the hover thing is coming. Let's see, where is it? Where's the button? Yeah, here. And let's active the hover state. Here's how you active the hover state. You click on it, you get the active state. Okay. And if you can see here, there's nothing on hover right now. So there's nothing on hover right now on this. So why the hover disappearing it? Why the hover is disappearing it? Let's see. Let me grab the CSS. And I will say, even though you are hovering right now, we don't know the reason. Let's give the same CSS to us. We'll figure out the solution of it, like why that is happening, hovering. But let's do the same thing right now on hovering as well. Does it make sense? No. It's a quick solution. It's a quick solution, right? Yeah. Now what do I want? I want key. I cannot write both the things together, like same again. So I will give comma and write it like this. Cool. Still working. And now I want display should be flex. Justify content center. And align items will be center. Okay. It didn't work. It didn't work. This was block. This was block. Okay. This block by default. Just because it's block, it's not working. Cool. It has block functionality. Keys per block manually. Okay. The block is manually coming on this particular element by the slider. So we cannot have the flex box on this. So what we can do? What we can do? How to make the center? How we can make this vertical center, guys? What do you think? How we can make this vertical center? I want these buttons to come vertically center. And why this Chabrion looking like this? Let's give the color. Should be black. And here we do not want circle. So here also I'll give the color black. But I think we are using a wrong this icon. Okay, for now it's working, but this has to come down, right? It has to come here. So that also I'll figure out. But I think this button is not what I expect. Why does it has this circle around it? I do not want this circle. Let's see why does it has circle around it. Okay, हमारा बंदा तो बीच में ही है. Why this has this? Slick slider, carousel, display block, LTR, SVG. Chalo, chalo, chalo. Path. Okay. Let's give the color to it. Background red. Yeah, here. Color red. Okay, so we have this color, but this color was not working on this. Color, action, disabled, error, info, primary, secondary. Okay, so we cannot give the color like this. We have to give the SX, color black, color black. Oh, sorry. SX color black. Ding, 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 ding. Color black. Okay, let's see now. So you got the color black, and it's in the center. This is in center, guys. You can see why, because this is right now is not block. Okay, this is flex, whereas this is coming by the slick slider. This is by default coming by the slick slider, so we don't want it. Okay, these icons are coming by the slick slider. We do not want it. So in that case, what we'll do? I do not want this slick slider icons. Slick slider icon. Why the slick slider icon is coming? Why the slick slider icon is coming before this? Coming in the before, right? This before is bringing it. This icon is brought by this before. Slick next before. Okay, so let's clear the slick next before. Let's remove the arrows. Can we do that? Let's see. Arrows false. What happens if I say arrows false? The arrows are not visible anymore. So we need the arrows, but we do not want slick putting its arrows. You can see the slick is putting its arrow here. This is slick arrow. This is not our arrow. This is our arrow. So we have to. No, this is not the one. To get this class, and I will just override this class. Content empty. Yep, cool. Let me click here. Now it's working perfectly fine. Let me just put a border radius on it. Border radius. 4 pixel. No, border radius from where? Border radius from top right and bottom top right, 8 pixel, and border bottom border radius, border bottom radius, bottom radius, border bottom right radius. Yes, 8 pixel. This will go to the left button. So I need to give these to the left button. So this will go to the left button. Where's my left button? Where's my left button? I've changed it. Oh, I've removed these classes. Where are those classes? Okay. Carousel. Where are those classes that I've removed? Next button, next button. Okay, here it is. Carousel, next button. इसमें देनी है मुझे right side, left side से. From the left side, I have to give this border radius. Similarly, I have to give the carousel previous button. Carousel previous button. PRV, and I will give this top right and top left. Correct. Cool. Let's see how it's looking now. It's looking good here. And for this image, it's not visible. We have changed the class. We have giving a different class here. PREV, I guess. PREV. Yeah, now it's better. Now it's better, right? Let's give a little bit box shadow to both the classes. Okay. So both box shadow I want here. I'll say box shadow. 4 pixel. 4 pixel. And 4 pixel of I would say opacity, and the color will be CCC. That's I like to give the color as shadow. You can see there is a shadow has arrived here. Okay, but it is coming on the right side of it. This is looking good. That is not looking good. It's not what we want. No, there's no border here. There's nothing. There's nothing. Cool. Okay. So box shadow is not there. Cool. Now I just want to make this in center. Okay. Now I just want to make this in center. Now I just want these icons to come in center. So how these items will come? 4 pixel, 4 pixel, 4 pixel, and 4 pixel. So how these items will come in, how these icons will come in center? I think the flex will not work here on this particular thing. So it's not work. What I will do, I'll put these icons into one container, in one more container, and that I will target. Vertical align middle. Vertical align middle. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's try that. Kidhar gaya? It's that only, right? Yeah. Vertical align middle. Not to this, not to this, to the icons. But I have not given the icons any. Okay, let's try. Let's try a simple thing before putting into a container. Okay. This is our button, right? So I'll say margin auto from top bottom and 0 from it didn't work, right? It will not work. Margin auto does not work on the vertical. Okay. What do I want now? Let's put vertical align middle. That also not work. Okay. SVG ko we have not given the class name. So that's what the point. Okay. Got it, Akash? Okay, and it will not work there. Now what do I want? I have to just simply solution of it. Let's put it into a div. Or maybe we can use positions, but we don't want to get the positions. Or maybe I can transform it also, but I don't want to do that. Transform भी कर सकते हैं ना? Icon, let's call it icon. Okay. Carousel previous button, carousel button icon. Avoid using positions for everything, okay? For a small thing. Position absolute, I don't like at all. Position, icon, icon. Yeah. Work. Now here I will say this carousel button icon. And here I will say height 100%. No, flex one. Simply display flex, align item center, and justify content. Send. Let's see if that works for us. It's still not working because the element's still there. You know, the height we need to give. Let's get the height of 100%, and it worked, right? As you can see, we got what we wanted. So I just need to give the height to it, and that will go to our choice. Flex or grid, choose your position, your opinion. Poison, poison, poison. Rudra, what are you saying? Poison. Choose your poison. Flex or grid, choose your poison. Okay, cool. So guys, you can see it took a little time to create this, but we achieved it somehow. Okay, as you can see, this is what we wanted, and we have arrived on it. Okay, looking perfect to us, correct? That's what we wanted, and we have arrived on it. Suppose on how we did it, guys. Should I repeat it one time? How we did it? Okay. So there's a carousel. It has a slider. Next arrow. So we have given the buttons. Two buttons we have created. Next button and the previous button. We have mapped all the slides. The slides data is coming from the array. So this array, I already had it. You can see all the images, I already had it. Okay. Here, I'm giving this image, and next button, getting all the props from the slider, and we are defaultly setting all the props to our element. Okay. This is our icon. Similarly, this is the previous button, which is taking all the props from the slider, defaultly setting all the props to the element, and we have the button, we have the icon here. Okay. So that's what we have understood from this carousel. Anyone who not got this? Look, you understood like how we created the flow, like not the exact code, but I hope you understood the flow, how we created it, right? How we went through the problem, how we understood the problem, how we solve those problems. It's not every time we like you have to get the solution exactly what you need, right? You can come up with the your own answers as well for the CSS most of the times. Okay. But avoid using positions, guys. Okay. Just every time the position is not a good solution. Why I'm saying this? Because I checked one of my PR of my colleague, and she was using a lot of positions everywhere just to align elements. So it's not good. Okay. Okay. Now what do we want? We want. I'm scared of position. No, it's good for some elements, but not for all the elements. Okay. Now what do we want, guys? Now the task starts. We want to load an API. Okay. We want to load an API to bring data for the products. Okay. Now the time comes where we will going to load an API to bring products here, and we will categorize those products into different rows. If you see here, what these guys are doing, these guys are making an API call, okay, bringing the data, which says best of electronics. They're showing the products. Similarly here, they're showing beauty food toys, basically one of the categories, filtering the array of the product and showing some products here in this row, right? So that's what we want to build. We want to build this particular row for products, and for this particular product, basically we will call an API which will give us the products, and we'll categorize those products into two different rows. Okay, so that's what the target is in now. Cool. Moving forward, product container. Where's my product container? Here. So here, I would love to have a card first, because it's built on top of card, right? Class name. I'll say products. One second. So this and this has two different cards. Okay, these are two different cards. Okay, fine. So products, I would call it. Products. So here we just need to load a card, and in this I will have an array, okay, of products. Let's say category, one category. Let's call it clothing category. Okay, clothing categories के मेरे पास एक array होगा, so I have clothings, and I will loop that array and bring the product cards. That's what the target is. Okay, that's what our target is. We want to loop an array of clothings to show a product card. Okay, whatever the data that will come in every individual object, we will send into the product card to display. Okay, that's what our target is. Now, but how we'll get this clothing array? We have to call an API, and how to call an API in the React is we need to understand something known as use effect. Okay, use effect. So use effect is a hook. The first hook was use state that you know now, right? You guys, you know about the use state? We understood, right? In the last class, use state. We understood about the use state, right? Now this is the second and important hook, which is known as use effect. Use effect help us to help us to predict that when our UI is ready to call an API. Okay, like understand like this. Let me tell you what it actually means. Use effect. So let's say you have a UI rendering. Okay, this is your component, and now I'm saying that this component is attached to the React tree. You understood the React tree in the first lecture, right? So your component has attached to the React tree and being ready to rendered on the HTML. So this is the HTML. Okay, this is the HTML DOM. So your component went through the React tree, went to the HTML DOM, being displayed on the browser. Here's your component has arrived. Okay, now once this has done, your component has registered on the browser for the first time. Remember, for the first time. Now you want to call an API. So now you're sure, very, very sure that your component has rendered on the screen. Now you want to make API call. Okay, so this is the state, or this is the hook. There's a function that tells you that your component has successfully arrived on the browser, so that now you can call an API, call your effects. Most of effects, we call it mostly asynchronous operations. Okay, whenever you hear this term effect is known as asynchronous operations. We always call them asynchronous operations. So API call is also an asynchronous operation. Okay, so that use effect has given to us by the React, which confirm us, okay, that you can call this function after first mount. Is that clear to everyone now? use effect की definition समझ में आ रही है? User run whenever the component renders for the first time. After first mount, this function will run. So now we are very, very sure that now my component is ready to call an API. Okay. So now we can see this was the function. Okay. Once let's come back again on this syntax part. So use effect coming from the React. Okay. So let's import it from React. You can see it coming from React. This is a function which takes a callback function from us. So this callback function will execute on the first mount. Everyone clear with this? This function will execute on the first mount. How? When the second argument, that is an array, okay, that is an array, is empty. So this array signifies what is the dependency. Dependency means this array takes variables from us that, okay, whenever a particular variable inside this array will change, I will call this function. Okay. Understand like this कि use effect क्या होता है? एक function है. Okay. What is the use effect? It's just a function. Okay. And you have a dependency along with it. Okay. Dependency along with it. Consider like this is like कैसे example दें? Okay, let's consider a mixie grinder. I was just I understood the mixie grinder. I was just making a coffee few hours ago, so I just got a mixie grinder. So consider this is a like mixie grinder, okay, and it has a button, right? You have seen the mixie grinder which has this button जो होता है ना उसमें घुमाने वाला, right? It has 1 2 3 4, correct? So it's the first time we can do it कि first time में घुमा दिया, so now it's automatically working. But then there's a one button also in the mixie grinder which when you say ki run, then only it runs, right? I can come up with a better example, but I don't know why my mind is stuck now. But let's understand this is a function. Okay, it has a dependency. When this variable inside this dependency changes, okay, whenever there's a variable inside this changes, this particular function will rerun. Okay, this dependency changes, this particular function will rerun. So it will automatically, whenever this any value in this array will change, this particular function will rerun. That's what use effect says. Okay, in this dependency. So this array is known as dependency array. Whenever this is empty, so now three cases are here. Okay, use effect help us to call a function on different mounting states. Okay, mounting states matlab reacts when the React is updating and changing. Okay, so first state is let me write it here as well. Use effect. What it does, it takes a callback function. Okay, it takes a callback function and an dependency array. Okay, and a dependency array. Cool. So this is the first state. First FIRST, first state. The dependency array is empty. Okay, when the dependency array is empty, this function will execute on the function will execute on the first count. Okay, this was the first state. The dependency array is empty. When the dependency array is empty, this function will execute in the first mount, only on the first mount. Only on the first mount. Okay. So now we are like very sure that okay, my component has been registered on the browser. Now I can call a function that's notifying me. Basically, it's working like as a notification for me. Ki, acha, my component has been registered on the browser, so that I can call something. Okay, I can do a task. Now there's a second state. Second state. Second state's call is updation state. Okay. So updation state, which says the dependency array has variables. So it's basically use effect with an array. Okay. But there's some variables here. Any variables, any kind of variables. Okay. You can have any variables here. So this function now, the function will execute whenever any of these mentioned dependencies will change. Is that making sense to everyone, guys? Is this making sense to everyone? Yeah, Robin. Yeah, Robin. Guys, let me know if this is making sense to everyone. Where A, B, X are basically some variables that you have given to this array. And whenever any of these value will change. For example, let's say initially A was 1. Okay. Initially the A was 1. Okay. So that is it was executed. But then you updated the A. A was a state. Consider A was a state. Okay. And then you updated a state value. It was now A become 2. Okay. The A become 2. So again, this function will call. Okay. Again, this function will be called. Okay. Again, this function will be called. So this shows the React lifecycle methods. This is an alternative of React lifecycle methods. I hope you don't. I don't think so. Everyone knows about the React lifecycle methods. Guys, do you know about the React lifecycle methods? So use effect is an alternative of React lifecycle methods. Okay. There's one more case here. There's one more case here, guys. There's third case here. Function will execute. Function will execute. Function will execute again. Function will execute again. Why this happens, how this happens, today we cannot discuss this. That for that you need to come in the course. But yeah, that's what happens. Okay, in the use effect. There's third case also, guys, where the dependency array is not given. The third state in which the dependency array is not given. Okay, the dependency array is not given. Dependency array is not given. So dependency array is not given. In that case, what happens? The use effect function call on every re-render. So only this much of the code is written. So this function will call the server React lifecycle execute once. No. Well, no, we cannot have it. This is not a understanding lecture. This is just an executing lecture. Okay, use effect. Here we can say this function. The function will execute. The function will execute on every re-render. Every re-render means whenever you are updating either state or props, this function is going to be executed. Okay. Cool. Now, can you guys tell me this function will execute when? This function will execute when? Guys, tell me. This function will execute when? This function will execute only on the first mount. Okay. Only on the first mount. So here I'll be making an API call, which says, let's call it a function. Let's write a function here, const. Let me write function here for now. Get products. I'll export this function somewhere else, but let me write it here for now. Okay, this will be asynchronous function. Okay, this will be asynchronous function. If you know JavaScript, you know what is asynchronous. I'll be calling an API and awaiting for it, fetching the request. The request is basically to get the products. So I need some variables. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yep, here. To get products. So this is the URL for getting products. If you know the JavaScript, you know this function. If you don't know the JavaScript, that's a prerequisite. So this response get the promise. Okay, this response get the promise. So we need to resolve this promise. We will get the data, and here we have to say await again to response.json. Okay, now I'll say console.log data. Okay, so I got this function get products, and I'll be calling this function here. Guys, again, I'm repeating. If you know the JavaScript, you know this function very well. I'm just calling an asynchronous function, waiting for making a network request. So this will make a network request. I will get the response. I'll convert this response into the JavaScript object. This is what the line does. This is what this line does. It converts into the JavaScript object. That also returns a promise. So we have to write await front of it. This data is a JavaScript object that I'm going to use in the further to show the data. Okay, so this is the data that has my products. So let's see that. Sir, in English, plain English, I don't get first mount. Sir, in English, please. In plain English, please, I don't get the first mount. I didn't understand you, Robin. The first mount is basically the first time your component goes into the goes through the React into the DOM. Is that clear, Robin? The first time. Okay, guys, now let's see. We can see the inspect. And if you see here console, I'm getting an error which says fail to fetch HTTPS. So let's see what's wrong. HTTPS. You need to read errors, okay? Errors are very important. So as you can see, it's properly mentioned that, oh, you have to call TTPS. So there's a H missing. The debugging is very important. It's more and more important, like more than how you write the code. Okay, it's more than how you write the code. Debugging should you understood. Okay, how to read the errors, how to find the error, where the error is coming. That is very, very, very important. More how you build the logics. Fine. So this is the array. As you guys can see, this is the array. This is what I need to show to my screen. Okay. As you can see, it has a lot of information. It has a ID, it has brand, description, name, photos, preview, price, sizes. But what we need, we just need photo and the title or the price, right? So we need the preview and we need the price and we need the name, or basically we need the brand. Or what do we want? Yeah, we can have brand also, like anything we can have it. Name, chalo name like that, and we can have names. Okay, so we'll show the name, price, and preview. So what I'm going to do, this data. Okay, there's one more thing, guys. We need, as I said, we need to as I said, I need to categorize also, right? So if you can see here, we are getting different categories: best of electronics, beauty, food, toys, more. So I am also getting two different categories here. And this says is accessory. Yes. So you can see is accessory is telling me that this particular product is accessory or a clothing. Okay. So if is accessory is false, it is clothing. If is accessory is true somewhere, yeah. If is accessory is true, it is accessory. Okay. So I have two categories now in this particular API, which tells me that which are products, which are accessories. So I will filter this array to get my accessories and my what do I say? Accessories and the clothings. Okay. So I got the data. So guys, where should I store this data? How can I get this data here? That this data has a scope on this particular function, right? So how will I get this data here? Can anybody tell me? What should I do? What should I use? What should I use to bring this data in the component? Abhi, right now this data inside this function. This variable is inside this function. How will I get this variable outside here? We need state. So let's call it products. Set products. And I'll say use products. Oh, sorry, use states. Use products. Okay, oh yeah, take it. Use states. And it will be a null value. Okay, initially it will be null because we don't have anything, right? Initially we don't have anything. Initially it will be null. Okay. So now here I will say get products and I will set the products. Set the products, the data. Okay, but now there's something that we need to do before moving forward. First of all, whenever you are making an API call or whenever you are writing await async, there must be try catch on top of it to catch the errors. Okay. If you will just keep it like this, it will throw the error, crash your application. You do not want that. The catch should be there to catch your errors. Okay. Now you can console the errors here. Console.error. E. What is try, Vedant? The try is basically a block in JavaScript. As I said, if you know JavaScript, you know it, right? The try is present in JavaScript. It helps us to try some code. If there's any error occurs in that code, we catch that error. Okay. So the try helps us to try some code to execute. And if there is any error comes in this particular code, the execution move to the catch block. Okay. So it will not execute further this try block. It will come to the catch block directly and it will silently catch the error. Okay. So we need to have the try catch whenever you are using async await. Now what to do in this error, like what to do about this error, that you can decide how you want to show error to your user. But first we just consoling it right now. By the time it is loading, okay, by the time it is getting the data, we need to show some. By the time it is getting the data, we need to show something, right, on the screen. So we need to have a state again, which will tell us that when it is loading. So we need to have is loading state. Set is loading state. Use state. Initially it will be false. Okay. And when we call this function, we'll say set is loading to true. And here I will say finally set is loading to false. Okay. So try catch finally. I've used all. ठीक है, is loading, set is loading. Now अब मेरे को क्या दिखाना है, I have to show a card, and by the time it's loading I have to show some loaders, and by the time it's loading I have to show some loaders, and by the time it got the products I need to show the products, right? But before showing the products I need to filter them also, but पहले loader दिखाते हैं. So let's, in the card, what I will do, I have some loaders, so let's create a loader component. Loader component. Loader. I'll have index.js, and here I will bring a loader, import React from React, const loader, card loader, I'll say product loader, return, export, default, product loader. So loader बोल देते हैं, so now let's call it loader for now. Okay. So now I would love to use skeleton because skeletons are here in the material UI. As I've said, choose a Python. So can we use Axios instead of fetch? Yes, you can, Robin. You can. Okay. We don't have time to configure everything, but Axios is something that's preferable. The component is designed to be used directly in your components. Fine. Image, skeleton. So you can see this is the skeleton that we can use. It says if the item is available, show this. If it's not, show this. So that's what we are going to do. We'll import the skeleton. That's how it looks. You guys can see that's how it looks. We will build our own and different skeleton. We'll build something like this. Okay. Skeleton variant rectangle, loading an array, data, item, title, box, skeleton, width 60%. Okay. And the item is there. Show title, show channel, show views and all. If it's not, show a box, show a skeleton, and show a skeleton with width 60%. So basically they are talking about this. Show a skeleton, and then show us 60% of it. Okay. Let's get it. Let's get the skeleton. Import skeleton. Skeleton. So you can see we got the skeleton from Material UI. And what do we want? We want the height of this skeleton should be somewhere around 300. We want the width should be 200. And that's it. That's what I wanted. There's something else that I need to do? No, that's it. Okay. Okay, so we got the skeleton done. Cool. Let me have a box thing. For now, it's good. Loader. Go back to your code. Index.js. Now I'll say that whenever is loading is true, you have to show at least 4 cards. So new 4, fill with 0 dot map. So basically, guys, this line will create a, you can say, fake array. I'll show you what I mean. Fake array. एक fake array बनाने का मतलब क्या होता है? So I'll say const arr is equal to new arr oh sorry, array. I'll give the size here 4. Okay, and I'll say dot fill. Fill basically fill the array. So initially it will create an empty array. You can see it will create a 4 size of empty array, length 4 empty array. But then I can use dot fill function to fill this array with one value. So initially I'll just say 0. So I can see 0 has been filled here. Okay. And then I'll just loop it. Okay. So I just wanted a fake array which has some values into it. So I got it by writing this. New array. Okay. Let me just pull this here. In the loader itself. As a const row loaders, LOADER. Okay. Return a new array dot map and I comma IND as loader. Okay, this loader is coming from here, this loader, and I'll have to give the key as well because I'm mapping it, right? The key will be IND because it's an index. Okay, so this is what I wanted to return, and that's what we are doing. Okay, row loader. Now I can return multiple loaders, as you know, multiple items. So you can say export, ding, 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 ding. Guys, what is it? It's a named export. कुछ सीखे ना सीखे हो तुम named or default to सीखे. You understood named or default, right? Fine. So I'm exporting 2 things from here, and I will say row loader. If it's loading, I'll show the row loader. Okay. And once when it is not loading, okay, when it is not loading, and we have products. Okay, when we have products, okay, products, I need to filter also, right? So let's filter them out. Say const clothings. I'll say clothings. If the product is available, okay. Okay, let's like this. Okay, if the product is available, products dot map for every individual item. Not map. I want to filter. Okay, I want to filter. So products dot filter. If it is accessory की स्पेलिंग नहीं आती, accessory की स्पेलिंग लिख के आते हैं. Yes. Is accessory. If this is accessory is true, no, false, then it means it's clothing. Okay. If the product is not there, return empty array. Okay. So this line saying, guys, if the product is present, then products go do the filtering of the product and get all the not accessories. If the product is not present, give the empty array for the clothing. Similarly, I'll do the same thing for accessories. Okay. Here I just need to change this with true. Okay, so that's it. These are the 2 things that I've done here. And here I will say if it's not loading and clothing, if the product is ready, right? Then I want the clothing first. Oh, I just want one card. 1 second. Card ke andar I want row loaders and then I want products, right? Yeah, I just want products. So I'll say clothing dot map. Guys, I hope everyone understands what I'm doing here. If it is not loading and the product is available, then loop. Okay. Item index. I would like to see a product card. Okay. I would like to see a product card, but for now, I'll just show the H2 and I'll say item.name. Cool. That's it. That's what I'm doing, right? Similarly, I'll have another card which show the row loader on is loading. If it's loading, product is available. I would love to show accessories. Let's have some headings here. H2. Okay. Let's have typography. Typography. Typography is given by the material UI, so I'm using that for now. I can tell it what variant I want. Variant I want for it. H2, H3. Okay. It will be too big, but we'll figure it out later. Let's say clothings. And here the same thing I will say. Accessories. Best of accessories. Okay. Now let's see how it is looking. We're getting an error. What's the error? Each item should have the key. So the key should be there whenever you're looping it. So the key has to be given. I have an ID with me, so I can give, now I can use ID properly. I have the ID with me here as well. I can use the ID here as well. Cool. Now let's go back, refresh this for now. So these errors will go away. Now let's see. You guys can see we're getting clothing. Men's navy blue, men's black action, short dress. And here also we are getting best of accessories for all the accessories. Cool. So we're getting all the data here. Now we just need to show the card. That's it. But we didn't see the skeleton, guys. We didn't see the skeleton. हम लोगों ने skeleton तो देखा ही नहीं, right? First of all, it's very small and this is very big. So let's change the variant. I want H6. Guys, this H6 is nothing but a tag, okay? Nothing special. H5. So it will put like which type of styling you want. Okay, so now let's give us some styles here before moving to the product card. SX. Padding. Come. Padding of 4. Let's see if that's working properly. Yes, it's working properly. Margin. Margin, do I want margin from sideways or just margin from top? Margin from sideways as well. Oh, margin from sideways for everything. Have we given the margin from everything? No, we have not given the margin from everything. Okay, cool. So we'll not keep the margin from sideways. We just keep the margin from top and bottom. So margin vertical it takes. No, okay. Margin, I'll say from top and bottom, 20 pixel. From top ही लिख लेते हैं ना, नीचे भी लिख लेंगे. From margin top, 20 pixel. Yep. Oh, that's too much. Cool enough. So we got the clothing, we got the best of accessories. Let's copy paste for down also. Ding 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 ding. So we got this clothing and best of accessories. Now what do we want? We just want to loop this array. Oh, sorry. We just want to show the card in product card instead of titles. But before that, where is our skeleton? We didn't see the skeleton. SX of it. Sumit, SX is a style attribute for material components. Okay. SX is a style attribute for the material components. So instead of writing style, I'm writing SX. You can go through the material UI documentation. There you can read about more. It's basically a style attribute for the material UI components. Cool. Now where are we? We're here. Okay, guys, to check that skeleton come or not, what you have to do, you have to go to the network tab, go to the no throttling option. This no throttling option says, what is the speed of internet you want to mock? Mock matlab, you want to like just pretend, okay? It's slow 3G, fast 3G or offline. So if you say offline, the internet connection will turn off. For this particular tab, slow 3G, the internet rate will come down. Fast 3G, it will say fast 3G. Okay, no throttling means full speed. So we'll go with the slow 3G for now. Okay, and let's see if our skeletons are visible or not. चलो 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 बहुत ज्यादा स्लो हो गया यार. अच्छा, you can see the skeletons are coming. Okay, the skeletons are coming, but the skeletons are not the way I wanted. They're coming like this vertically, right? But I want the horizontal. Let's do that. Let me just revisit the inspect network tab. No throttling. Okay, now first let's build the skeletons and then we'll move there. So what do I want? I just want to see the loader first. So let's bring loaders, remove this condition. Let's see loaders in action. So you can see this is how the loader looks. Okay, so we want to build loaders now properly. So let's card mein, I would like to say display flex and align item center. So now you can see they have arrived here. Oh no, I cannot do it here. Sorry, card ko nahi bol sakte. I have to go till. Okay, let's go to the row loader again. Okay, no problem. Let's have a div here. Div. Ding, ding. This we want. No, there's something wrong. Return, 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 return. Something I missed. Yeah. Cool. So here I want the class name. Okay, now let me tell you one concept, guys. It is known as a modular CSS. Okay, so what is modular CSS is that all the CSS basically in React, the normal CSS combine together and apply on the browser. Okay, so let's say if one file has a .txt class name. Normally what happens, let's say if you have a component, okay, a component, and this component has a CSS file and which says dot text, okay, dot text. Okay, dot text. Dot text is a class name, okay, in the a file, in the a.css file, okay. Whereas in another component, you still has the same class name dot text, but this has a pink color. This says okay color pink. This class name says color pink, okay. Whereas this class name says color orange, okay. So abhi kya hoga? What happens in the browser? What happens in React generally? That all the class names combine, all the CSS combine together on the browser and apply on the elements. So what happens is the same class name will go on the browser. They will override each other. Okay, they will override each other. So that's a basic normal CSS implementation in React. What React does, it bundle all the CSS together and apply on the browser. So if you have the common CSS name, it can conflict. Okay, it can override some CSS. I hope the problem is understandable to everyone. सबको problem समझ में आ गई? क्या problem है? Everyone understood the problem? That the same class name can override, even though they are in different classes, even though they are in different files. Okay, but what it actually means, that our components are not still isolated and independent, right? They're still not isolated, that they still have connection. That even though I have a component which has a.css file and it has text class name, but let's say if I have a b component which has b.css file and it has the same class name, they are not still isolated. They have the same class name, and when they combine together, whoever wins the race between these two class name, that will apply. Basically, whoever override the top, that will apply on the element. So maybe here you were expecting the orange color, here you were expecting the pink color. In both the cases, you are getting the orange color. Okay, so that's a problem that you can face, right? So to solve this problem, React has inbuilt feature that is known as Module CSS. Okay, React has given us a Module CSS feature. So what it does, it helps us to create local scope CSS. So basically, it has given CSS a scope. Okay, so that's why it call it Module CSS. Module CSS. Module means scope, and CSS means CSS, right? Modular CSS. So how do we do that? So let's say if I want to get the CSS here, let's create a CSS here. I'll say loader.css. Okay, let me show you one thing. Let me see. Let's say I'll say the container here. Okay, just for an example, container, and here also I'll say container, and I'll say background color red. Okay, let me import it. Import ding ding. कहाँ गया क्या नाम था? Loader. Yeah, loader.css. Okay, loader.css. So now you can see container is a class name here, and let's go in another file in category CSS. Okay, and here I want a container class. Here also I'm saying container. Okay, here also I'm saying container. Okay, and in categories.css, I have the container class. So you can see now two files has the same class name, and but the here background color is orange. So now let's see the output. So in the red one wins. Okay, the red one win. How? Let's check. How the red one won. You can see both the class name has applied on it, where this one won somehow because maybe it loaded later. Okay, so that's why, which means like what are we understanding from this, that both the class name has applied on the same element, and it should not happen. This particular class name belongs to some another container, some another file, some another component, so it should not come here, right? So that's a problem of React with the normal CSS. So the normal CSS, the React has come up with a solution which is known as Module CSS. So what it does, what this actually means, that React says that you write up your own CSS. You write proper CSS. Only change that you need to do is the file name. Just convert the file name. Module.css. That's it. That's what you need to do. Loader.module.css. So what it does, it signifies like whenever React compiling this code, okay, whenever React going through the files, now it understands that module is present in the file name. If the module.css is present in the file name, I need to convert this into the JavaScript object. I need to make this an object of it. So it has become a scoping for the CSS. I'll tell you how it happens. Just give me a second. I'll say loader container. Okay, and I'll say display flex, align item center, gap 20. Okay, cool. So now here I will to import the CSS, not like this, I have to change the name module.css, module.css. Also, now it has become a scoping, right? So it has become a variable now. Style from this file. So now this style variable has a scope, right? It's a variable, it's a JavaScript variable. So it has a become scope in this file. So now this is how it has become a modular CSS. It has become a local scope CSS. I'll show you what the style says. What is the style actually? Console.log style. Okay, let's see what the style is actually. Because there we have written CSS, right? So how it is converted into the JavaScript. Let's see. You see here, it's nothing but an object of your class names. So this was a class name that I have written there, right? So this was a class name that I have written there. So I can use the same class name, style.myClassName. Along with it, it has a value which is unique. You can see it is very, very unique. It has the file name, loader. This is the file name, underscore. This is the class name. Okay. And this is a random ID. There's a random number that is associated with this class name. So now it has become unique. Okay. So that's how it solved the problem. Okay. That's how it solved the problem. So now whenever I give any class name to any element, it has a unique class name associated with it. Is that clear, guys? Is that mean understandable that how it's solving the problem? You guys understood that how it's solving the problem? Guys, is it making sense that how it's solving the problem? That now the element will have this particular class name. Okay. This particular class name, which is unique. I'll show you how. I'll change this with style dot my class name, loader container. So what I'm just giving a string what was unique, and React has internally configured that. Now you can see here, if I go, so you can see now it is unique. Loader container, a unique thing, and you can see it's working properly. Display flex, align items, enter, gap. Getting it, guys? How it solved the problem? Everyone understood this? How it solved the problem of local of global CSS? Suppose on that, let me know. If not, then also you can let me know. I'll give you a link where you can read it. Why it's saying? Why it's taking so much of height? It's taking so much of height. Height of 300 pixels. 200 pixels is enough. From where this height is coming? I'm not giving any height. Not sure where this height is coming. Need to figure out any particular container. Oops. This height is from 300 pixels. This is also 300 pixels. There's another 300 pixels. This is also 300 pixels, but this is taking the entire height. Okay. Strange. Span. It's not helping. Card. Oops. Fine. We'll figure out that why this height is coming, but that's okay. You guys can see we getting this cards now. Okay. I can change the numbers as well. I can have as many as card as I want. I can say index.js 6 cards I want. So I got these 6 cards here. Okay. Now I want a little of text here as well, according to like this. Right. According to like this. A little card text here. But yeah, I think that's enough. I think this is enough. Okay, so that's done. Let me bring back the skeleton here. Condition here. So you can see now, for a very minute second, I'll see a skeleton and then I will not be able to see the skeleton. I'll see the cards. Now let's create a card, a product card. So let's go and create a product card component, product card component. Product card will have index.js again. I'll say import React from React. Boom, 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 boom. Const product card. Product card. Return. Okay, so now what do I want to return? I would like to have a div which will have a photo. Okay, now then it will have a title, a price, and then a name, right? So that's what I want in this. Let me have a class name here. Class names will be like styles dot card wrapper, a product wrapper, product. Take a product wrapper. Here I'll say source, nothing for now. I'll sending props. I'll send props. I'll explain props again. Okay. Here. So class name will be style. Styles dot product image. There'll be alt also I want. That will be item dot name. Here I will be getting, oh sorry, अभी नहीं alt नहीं देते अभी फिलहाल खाली रखते हैं. Okay. Here I'll just class name. Styles dot product title title. Similarly, product price बोला था, product title यहाँ लिखना था. Okay. This is the product price and this is the product title. Product title and product price. Cool. Okay. So what we have done so far, we have just created a component, simple component with the class name, with named class module CSS class name, export, default, product card. Okay. Let's have a styles product card dot module dot CSS Okay. Product card dot module dot CSS will help me to create a local scope CSS. So what I need to write, let's bring the file. Product wrapper. Okay. Product wrapper, I will have a border or 1 pixel solid, black, Our border radius 4 pixel. Okay, and what more? It has a little bit of padding from top and bottom. The padding of 8 pixels and 0 pixels, no, 4 pixels from sideways. Okay. What more is that's it for now. Text align center. Yes, text align center for centering everything, the text and all. Image, product image. Product image will have a height of 200. 200 to card idea. Let's have 150 pixel. Okay. The width will be 100% for now. Okay. Now what do we want? We want the title. Product title will consider this. Okay. Let's have a typography instead. Typography. Instead of writing this class name. Typography. We have the material UI. Let's use that material UI. You guys will say I'm using material UI somewhere. I'm not using material UI everywhere, right? Just because I want to show you every aspect of doing things. It's your choice. Wherever you want to use it, you can use it. Okay. Here I just want variant of caption. I can style the font size and all. Okay. Font size I'll give. And this will be, I'll say H6. No, this will be caption on body. I'll say this will be caption only. But it will have a font weight. Font weight. Does it take font weight? Yes, it takes font weight. Font weight of 700. Okay, I think 600 will be good. Yes. So yeah, that's what we have now. Product card. We don't have any data right now in this. I'll send props. I'll explain props, what props are. But this is what we have right now. And going back to the categories. No, not the categories, to the products. Okay. Wrapping this around a div. These condition will come here because this is a list of products. Okay. So this condition will come here. Is loading. Condition will come here. Ding, ding, ding. Yep. Cool. So if it's loading and product, show the list and loop that. Class name. Do we have the list? Okay, we don't. Product list. Okay. Wrapper. Okay. Product list wrapper. Similarly, I'll just do the same thing on top also. Here. Okay, let's have a common component for this as well. Come here, product card. Product list. I'll make a product list as well here. Okay. Product list. Let's have a product list component as well. Product list. Okay. अरे ज्यादा मेहनत हो जाएगी, रहने देते हैं. Components product list index.js import from React. Import from React const product list. Return a div which will have a class name. Okay, which will have a class name of product list wrapper. क्यों कर रहा हूँ? Why I'm doing this? Why? Because I would like to put every single component, reusable component, in a different common component. Because as you can see, this product list was used for the category for the clothing as well, for the accessories as well. So the same code is used both the places, right? So I don't want to do that. I just want wherever it's a reusable possibility, I'll make a common component of it. So that's how you think, like how you can create reusable components. Product list wrapper. Import React from React, export default product list. Okay. Now, what do we want here is the list, right? So that's important, and that's why I would love to show. That's why I created it. Okay. Let me just bring this product list here in the products. So now this is going to be the first component. Guys, I'm audible to everyone. Can I just have some yes, no, something? I'm audible to everyone? Hello? Okay, cool. Product list. So now this is the first component that I'm going to use as parent component. Okay. So sorry, as closing component. So you guys can see till now, whatever the component that I've used, my self-created component was self-closing component. Okay. I was passing data in that, correct? But now this is going to be the first component in which I'm using as a close ending tag as well, right? So what does it means that I would love to have some children in this tag, right? In this component, I would love to give some children. Okay, so this component has some children. So how this children will transfer into this product list, correct? Let me explain this a little better. You know that's a h2, right? जब हम h2 tag लिखते हो, whenever you write h2 tag, correct? What do? You give a text into it. So there's a text that you write into it. Whatever the tag, okay, h2, h2, and h3. So you write hello, correct? There's a text hello. You write into the h2 tag. So this h2 tag is nothing but taking as a something as a child, right, from you. So this hello text is the children for this h2. You can write anything you want in this. Instead of hello, you can add one div also, right? You can add p tag, span tag, because it can be a chain of elements, right? So what are you doing? You are putting children into an element, correct? Similarly, if I have to create the same scenario for my component, for my own custom component, I would love to show something inside of it as a children. So this has to go into the product list. So how it will come here, right, into this product list, how it will actually visible on the screen. There's something known as props. Okay, props. Let's see what props is. Props is basically a data that you transfer to the children's. So you know functions, right? सबको functions पता है, right? In JavaScript, everyone knows functions. Since then, till then we are writing functions, correct? So in JavaScript, we write functions. Here also we write functions, correct? And whenever I have to pass some data into this function, I pass arguments. So I pass argument. These are arguments, correct? This is my data that I'm transferring in this function. And these are my parameters. Okay, these are my parameters. And understand this is just a UI thing, okay, that we are doing in the React components. Okay. So if I run this, console is not present. Console not long. So as you can see, we got 3, right? So what does it mean? That I have transferred some data from the parent scope to the child scope. Okay, I've transferred some data from the parent scope to the child scope. This is a child scope. Okay, and I'm able to use this data into the child component. I can reuse this function. I can reuse this component with different data. Correct? It will give me different result. Is that understandable to everyone? Itna sabko samajh mein aata hai, right? Everyone understand this much? That I can pass arguments in the function and use this same function with different data for different results. Correct? That's what React component says. That React component, consider this a React component. You're doing something commonly, and you can use the same component with different data, right? So these arguments that you transferring in the parentheses from here, same way you can transfer the data in the components as a prop. So here we are calling them arguments and parameter. Here we call them props, properties. Okay, here we call them properties. React में उनको properties बोलते हैं. There we call them arguments. Okay. So if you want to transfer some data from here, let's say product list. Okay, let me write it here first of all. Product list पे बाद में आते हैं. Let me just comment, remove this from here for now. For now, I'm removing it. For now, okay. We'll come back on this. So let's say if I bring product here, product card. Okay, if I bring product card here, there's some error coming. Okay, div. Okay, for now I'm using just div. For now. Over here, sorry. Okay. Let me comment this card. Let's focus on this one. Okay. So if I have a product here, product card. So this was what? This was my component. This was my function, right? If you can see, this is nothing, just my function. It does not take any parameter. It just return a UI. Correct? It's a simple function which returns a UI and does not take anything. But let's say if I want to give something to this function so that I can reuse this function, right? So what I will give, I give arguments in normal functions, but here we give props. Okay, we call them props. So this props is nothing but the parameters, like the properties that I'm giving here. Okay, so I would like to give this item. Okay, I'll say product details. So this product detail is the key, is the name of the prop that I'm giving. And I can give the value of it, this product detail. Which is item simply. This item is a product detail. That's it. That's what prop is. Are you understanding, guys? This is the prop that I'm giving. Okay. I can give as many as prop to a component. Try to reduce props as much as you can. Jitne kam honge, utne better. Okay. But you can give as many as props you want. This is one prop that I'm giving here. Product detail. This is the key that I'm giving to receive there. And this is the value. So product card, in the first parameter, get the props. Okay. In the first parameter, remember in the first parameter, it gets props. And this props is nothing but a collection of all the props that you send from there. ये props क्या है? This is the collection of all the props that you send from here. You getting my point now? So it's an object. It's an object. And with always, every component will always receive props. Okay. Every component will always receive props. If you are not sending, it will be an empty object. If you're sending, it will have those keys and values. Let's see. Product card. So are we getting product card? Styles is not defined. I am not using styles. Import styles from product card.modular.css. Styles is not defined. Styles. Where it? Styles is not defined. Styles is not defined. Which product card ke andar? Line number 28. We don't have line number 28. Class name styles. Style. Oh, why I'm giving typography, man? Sorry. Now is it working? Yeah, cool. It's working. So now you guys can see I'm getting something here. Inspect karta hu. And here you can see this prop is coming, and this prop for every component. Okay, for every list item I'm getting this prop. For every list item I'm getting this prop, and this prop is nothing just. Okay, this is a class name. Yeah, it's just an object with your key that you have sent, product detail, जो अपने product detail वहां से भेजा था, and the value of it. You getting my point, guys? What is props? Prop is the data that you transfer from parent component to child component as a arguments. Is that clear? Guys, is that clear to everyone? What is prop? Who asked me? Who asked me this question? What is prop? Vedant asked me. Vedant, is that clear to you as well? Okay. I hope it's clear, right? So now I'm getting props, right? Props is an object, so I can destruct it. You guys must know what is destructuring. If I'm getting props, so I can destruct it. And here I'm getting what? Product details. Product details. So I got the product details. Okay. This product detail is the prop that I sent. Remember? Now this product detail has, it's an object. So it has, I can also destruct it, right? So if I want just preview, I want name, and I want the price. That's it. That's what I want. So let's show you. I want to show item.preview here. Sorry, item.preview is just preview. Preview. For all those people who don't know destructuring, it's a basic of JavaScript. And I would like to give the alt. Alt will be, guys, whenever using images, use alt name. And here I will give the from price. Okay. Well, let me just write price. Okay, this is how it's looking right now. We are not focusing on CSS, we are focusing on the data, right? So you can see this is the image, this is the photo, and this is the title, right? The caption, I don't like it. Let me just have body 1 here, body 2, body 1. Body 1 p tag, okay, nothing special. It's just a way of like telling you what do I want, which type of style I want, what is the font size, you can see what's the font size I want. That's it. Okay, so we got this, right? We got the data. Now let's style it properly so that we can see it. Okay. Image ko, I would like to, whenever I'm hovering this card, very product wrapper can be product wrapper should be, it should be product wrapper, not a products wrapper. product. So whenever I'm hovering this card, I would love to enhance the product image. So scale the product image by 1.1 factor. Let's see. It's getting very bigger. No, 1.1 is too big. 1.01. I think that's cool. Yeah. Okay. 1.01 is nice. And I want transition also. So let's give a transition to it. Transition all 0.2 seconds. So it will be like slower. Okay. That's looking better. Cool. Okay, now let's see what we are supposed to do with our cards. The image height is very less. I think we should change the height. It's very less. I would love to get 300, 200 pixels at least. It's very less. Yeah. We'll reduce it later, but let's see the product first. Product list first. Okay, so I hope you guys understood the props, right? The props समझ में आ गया होगा. Now let's talk about the product list. So we are clear with this. Now let's talk about the product list. That how now I'm not transferring data inside this particular component. My product component के अंदर नहीं दे रहा data. Now I'm giving the data or the element inside as a children of a component, right? On my own custom component. So how I will access this particular thing in my product list. So this data, this child or children goes as a prop itself. इनको भी prop ही बोलते हैं. Let's call them prop itself. But this has specific place inside props, which is known as children. Okay. This is by default comes inside the children prop. So children, we call them children. So whenever you wrap something inside your component, that comes inside the children, and it will be an array. Okay. This children will be an array because you can have multiple children, right? You can have h1 for h2 for h3, so on. Okay. So it will be an array. You can loop this, or you can just directly show this on the screen. It will come from props. So children is a prop that is basically tells you that you have wrapped some children in your component. So how you will show it? You'll show it like this. It's an array of elements, so you can directly show it like this. It's an array of elements, so you can directly show it like this. Okay. So that's it. That's what I wanted to tell you here. Children prop. This is known as, what do we call it? This is known as, this concept is known as, anyone knows what do we call this concept? What do we call this concept? Anyone knows? Passing children in the component. We call it this question was asked me in an interview, that what do we call this concept? Not like this. They asked me the direct concept name. We call it composition. Okay, we call it compositions. So React does not support inheritance. React support composition. So composition is basically sending children as a prop in the components. Okay. As you can see here, you can sending children as a prop in the components. You can see fancy border. Can also take prop like this. Can also take children. So this is children 1, this is children 2. Well, child 1, child 2. Okay, and you can directly show this like here, props.children. Okay, that is known as composition. and the inheritance is not supported by the JavaScript, by the React. Okay, you can read this entire paragraph that the why inheritance is not supported. The inheritance is not supported by the React. So yeah, we got it, right? I hope you understood this concept, guys. Children prop. A children props online. Everyone got this? Children prop. Why do we create this? It helps us to create high order components. Product list, product list. There's a mirror coming. Product card. So let's get this product card. The product card here. So as you can see, guys, this particular part is also reusable. You know, this particular part is also reusable. It just want array. What we need to give is the array. Correct. इसमें एक्सेसरीज का उसमें clothing का. That is what is the difference between these two things. Else everything is almost same. So I can just put everything inside this product card component, product list component. But again, I just wanted to tell you how these things works. Cool, we got this, right? Now let's style the product list. Product list wrapper. We do not have any CSS. Let's create a CSS here. I'll call it product list module.css. Module.css. Okay. Here I'll say product list wrapper. It will be display flex. Align item center. And gap will be 20 pixels. Let's see how it is looking right now. I have to import it. Boom. Import styles from module CSS and just convert this with styles dot module CSS. So you can see now it's looking perfect. That's what we want, right? That's what we wanted. That has a little margin. From top, 20 pixels. We got it. That's what we wanted. You guys can see. We got this. Why this is bigger? Why this is smaller? I don't know. Let's see. Product card. कित्थों आएगा भाजी? Yeah. Okay. So you guys can see I'm using width 100%. It means the 100% of the image itself. Okay. So that is not working here. What I need to do is give a limited width. Over 250 if I remember, right? So let's give it to no, this will be 100% only. Let's keep this 100%. But here I need to give the width. 350, 200 height, 150 pixel. Very small. कुपोषण हो गया है 100 pixel. Seems good. As you can see, these are not taking this is coming in the third line. So let's make it a little bigger. No, it's purple. Now it's looking good. Yeah. Cool. And see, perfect, right? Let's have a cursor pointer also on it. Cursor pointer, so that when you're hovering on it, you get the pointer. And yeah, guys, we did it. Right? I would love to have something in between of this. Okay. Let me remove product list. No, products. Okay, so now what do I want? I want to remove radius. Let's remove the border radius. मुझे ना इसका भी component बनाना था. I should have made the component here for this also card, because I'm using the same thing again and again. Border radius 0, margin top something, but that's okay. It's looking good now, right? Now I want a little margin bottom here. Okay, there's nothing down. I'd love to have something in between. I remember when I saw the last this what you can say, this Flipkart, there was something in between also. Okay, in between these two cards. So that's why I've created the design like this, so that we can have something in between of these cards. But I just wanted to ask one thing, guys. Do you understood properly everything till now? Till the point I'm making an API call, showing the loader, showing the products, filtering the products. Is that clear to everyone now? Making this children and even the props. Children props and the normal props. Is that clear to everyone now? Till here, everything is clear to everyone? Not everything, but you have understood how I'm doing it, right? You can watch recordings again and again, you can understand. But I hope you understood like the flow, the way I'm coding, the way I'm struggling with the problems, I'm finding the answers. Product list is not clear. Product list, okay. Mother, the product list is a component only. Okay, it has only a wrapper div. What it does, it takes children. Okay, it takes children. Children is what? Children are the elements which comes under it. Okay, so you can see product list, and these are the children. This is the children. Product card. There will be a lot of product cards in this, right? So those will come children, and that's product list has to show this children, right, inside of it. So this children is a prop that consists all the child that you are giving inside a component. Let me show you one simple example of it. इसका एक simple example कर लेते हैं. Okay. Let me show you a simple example of it. Is it only for props, right? It is only for props, right? Yeah. Like it's not only for props. It's basically for showing children that goes as a props. Mother. मैं एक simple example दिखा देता हूँ. Okay. Let me create a custom text component. Okay. Let me create a text component. So there will be a text component. यहाँ पे बना लेता हूँ, ठीक है? Const text component. Okay. And it has nothing but just a h2 or h1. Okay. It has nothing, just a h1. So I would love to use this text block as a h1 tag. So I'll be getting props whenever I'm calling this. Okay. And I'll set the props. Now I would love to show something here. Okay. Whatever I'm wrapping around the text, I would love to show inside the h1. So that value, okay, come as a children prop. Come children prop. So I just show as a children. So how can I use this text component? I can use it like this. Text. Hello, I am He-Man. You getting my point? So this data does not have any key associated with it, right, Madhav? इसके पास कोई key नहीं है, correct? It does not have any key. So all this data inside this component goes as a children in this component. Is that clear, Madhav? Let me show you where it is coming. You can see it's here. Hello, I am He-Man, right? So either I'm using like, I can use this component like this, or I could have just said, let's use it self-closing tag, send text, like send text from here. This is also a prop. So now I'm specifying a key. Okay, I'm specifying a key text, and then I can say, hello, I am He-Man. And this text I will receive inside prop. So now I can use text instead of children. So now you can understand the difference. पहले मैं उसको as a wrapper component use कर रहा था. Earlier I was using this as a wrapper component. Now I'm using as a self-closing tag with props. Is that clear, Madhav? And everyone? Right. Now I hope you understood the difference. Here I'm using it as a self-closing tag with the data, but here I have more capability of passing anything inside this. Okay, I can pass any h1 के अंदर मैं h2 लिख सकता हूँ. So this is more powerful, where I can send anything as a wrapper. See, now this is h1 over h2. h1 over h2. You get it? My point? Consider whatever you are sending as a children. This is our children. Okay, these are children. I'll let me console also so that you can see it properly. Children. What does this children means? Come. Console. You can see this children is nothing but an array of objects, React elements. Okay, it's a React element. It has this prop is also children. Got it? Yeah. Cool, guys. We are almost done with this Flipkart clone. कुछ बीच में लगाना था यहाँ पे, है ना? I would like to put something in between here. So let's have it. I had this data. Okay, first of all, I need to write something here. Just give me a minute. Children. Prop. Children prop. The children consist all elements in an array. In an array. The children prop consist all elements in an array. All wrapped elements in an array. That's it. Let's give an example. Text. H2. Text. Okay, so how can I access this H2 tag? I can access this inside the props. Like props. Props के अंदर I'll be getting children. So this entire thing is present inside the children. So I can just show. div, whatever you want to show it. Okay, you can have your own code. You can have your own code, own logic, whatever on top of these children. Okay, let me paste this composition also link. Composition link, composition. Yep. Here as well. Yeah. Cool. What more, guys? That's it. Okay. Oh, this has arrived here again. कैसे आ गए? Product card नहीं. Carousel. Next को मारा था ना? Previous को भी मार देते हैं. Previous. There must be a better solution to this, but I think this is good for now. It's not automatically scrolling, right? So how can I automatically scroll this? API, examples, infinite true, slide to show 1, speed 500, send over, pause on over. Infinite and carousel. Carousel slider. These are props that I'm giving, okay? As you can see, autoplay, true. Okay, speed 500. These are props that I'm sending to the slider. Yep, it's automatically working. Okay. Cool so far. Let's have something in between also, and then we are good with this. Oh, let's fix this. Let's fix this. This icon, right? Let's fix this icon. This is looking good. This is looking good. Let's fix this icon. Account header. Header के अंदर there's a account menu. Let's go to the account menu. किधर है account menu? Yep. And this account menu has this icon. So let's remove this icon. This is not looking good. Okay. So I'll bring the condition here that if is open, if EL is present, element is present, which means I am hovering on it, right? If it's open, if it's present, I'm hovering on it. I have to show it up, right? So I'll need an icon here. Let's get an icon. Material icons. Right now, chevron. Top expand. Okay, expand is known as this. ऊपर वाला expand. नाम है इसका expand less icon. And whenever I am going down, express more icon. Now you guys can enhance this project as much as you can. Okay. Looking good, but it's not in center. So let's keep them in center. style sx, align item center, and display flex. Yeah, perfect. There's a border around it, right? There's a border also around it. So that border also comes when I am hovering on it, right? So I can say border only comes when there is an element. So I'll say border only comes when there's an element. So 1 pixel solid light gray border comes, light gray, light gray. One border comes and else none, undefined or external, whatever. Okay. Yeah, you can see there's a border coming, right? Whenever I'm hovering on it, but I want a little padding, so that let's have a padding of 4 to 1. Yes, 1 is enough. 1 itself a bigger, you know. And let's give a border radius to it. Border radius of 2, 4. I guess 2 was enough. Yeah. You know, and padding right a little 0 kar deta hu, because there's a padding, there's a space for the icon also there. The icon is taking a little space there, right? Now it's better. Then there's a little background color also comes. Same condition, background color. I want to have a RGBA color for it because it's very light. You can see it's very light. No, it's very light. So I need to pick that color. Pick. I'll not be able to pick it. Aja. Inspect. Bring this to me. Over active. Oops. किस पे एक्टिव होता है यार? Oops. 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 Okay, fine. Any of these? No. Let's check this. Oops. Fine. How do I get this color? Okay, let's pick any color. Let's get any color. So I'll say light. Light. Some light. 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 Coral light. Salmon light salmon. Let's check if that works. Oh, that's so weird. Light gray. Okay. And light slate gray. I'll say whenever the EL is there, then only I want it. Whenever there's a EL comes, then only I want it. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. But okay. I hope you're getting my point what I'm doing. Oh, ugly. छोड़ दो. RGBA color करते हैं. RGBA color. RGBA color 0.0.0. 0.773. Oh, opacity 7. कुछ बढ़िया कलर नहीं मिल रहा यार, but ठीक है, for now it's good. Let it be, है ना? It's good. Okay, guys, we got this and we have done it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it and loved it and learned something at least from it. We have covered basic concepts of React. Okay, we have covered props, composition, and carousel building, components, mapping key, use state, use effect, API calls, material UI. Yeah, that's what we have covered. Filtering. This is what we have covered from this particular project. Also, we understood the how to create a proper decent product. Okay, this is the way to actually make your project repository. So assets, common के अंदर every component should has their own folder. Every component that should have their own file. Every component should have their own CSS. Components are basically the proper component of the pages. And then if you have multiple pages, you can have a pages folder as well. And in that you can have pages. Okay. So this was a very simple project where we just focused on your basics of React, no any Redux, no Axios, no routing, nothing. We just focused on your basics of React in this particular project. So that's what was we expected in this particular session. And what you want? Is it responsive? I don't think so. It's responsive. It's not. It's not responsive. We didn't focus on the CSS. That's your task. Often you can do that. Sir, any tips for project building and internship briefly? Sure. You can have like project like this only. Okay. Instead of writing Flipkart here, you can just put your logo and make a better UI. Click on this particular product, open a page. Okay. Show the product detail there. Till add to cart functionality, do it. Maybe if you can do that, integrate the payment gateway as well. All the video is available on YouTube, so you can check it out there as well. Like a lot of videos, not mine, not Cuvette, but a lot of videos available on YouTube that also you can check that how to do all this thing. But make one at least good e-commerce project till the payment integration. Okay. And what more? Till the payment integration. And yeah, and then you can have like ChatGPT using some some projects, for example, chatbot and some chat suggestions. Okay, so that also you can do project building. और क्या होते हैं बहुत सारे projects हैं. There are some freelancing projects available. Guys, please do freelancing. I would say for if you're a beginner, start getting some freelancing projects and get the experience of building freelancing projects. Again, that can enhance more your resume as compared to your learning projects. So yeah. Please, can you send the link of the notes at the chat, please? See, we don't have any notes specifically. We have just created this particular thing, and it has all the things that we have covered. Joy. Guys, you will be getting videos link or this recording link later in the future where they will process this entire video, cut, edit, and you will get this later. Okay. So that's it from my side, guys, for this particular session. I hope you guys have enjoyed the session and learned something at least from this session. Okay. Is it responsive? No, fun. Is it not? It's you have to make it. We didn't focus on the CSS part. We focused more basic on React. So it's not responsive. Okay. That you need to make it. You can make it. It's basic, simple media queries by using media queries or VW. PH, it's not responsive at all. As you can see, it's perfect for a bigger screens, but not for the smaller screens. You can see. Okay. Let me make this better. At least this image should take the entire width. Carousel images CSS. Where's the images? I have not target the image. Just target the image. Where's the image? Image. No CSS to it. Let's target the image. The item. Width 100%. Cool. Product list. Product. Wrapper. Lex wrap. Wrap. Now this is one step towards categories. Where's categories? Categories. Overflow. Scroll. Auto. Category. Okay. This is not working. Carousel next button. अच्छा ये मैंने इस फाइल में लाके डाल दिए carousel next button. Oh, fine. I've moved in this file. I didn't need this. Is it needed? Let's check. Was it required? Yeah, they were required. The carousel.css. Let's keep them in carousel.css. Okay. Carousel categories. Carousel.css. Yeah. Products wrapper, product list. Margin आप हटा देते हैं फिलहाल. Why this is coming now? Hide the carousel item. Carousel item. Where's the carousel item? Carousel item. Cool. Product list. Product card. Caption. Font size. What? 16. Nice. 14. Let's not call align item center. 16 रखते हैं. Body 1 ही रखते हैं. Let's not call align item center. Product list. Better. Cool. Let me just say. Yep. ठीक है, बहुत है. Yep. Okay, guys. Bye everyone. Good night. Okay, we need to install. We need to upload it also, right? Guys, can you just extend for 5 minutes? We can upload it also. We can put it on Firebase. Great. Let's put it on Firebase. Okay. We can stay for 5 more minutes. So to put it on Firebase, guys, what do? We have to have a console of Firebase. Go to Firebase, go to console, log in with your credentials. मेरे को तो अभी याद आया कि मैं build भी करना है. When I saw this URL and putting on the okay, let me just open my second profile, the 316. This profile only has one product. This profile has a lot of products. So let's create one more product for you. Call it Flipkart. Flipkart. Guys, Firebase is basically a hosting provider. Okay, it provides a lot of things. It's basically online solution, cloud solution. When we'll be getting the recording part 1 and part 2, you will be getting joy. You will get an email. Okay, you'll get an email. So guys, here the Firebase is basically a cloud solution provider. So it provides database, it provides hosting service, it provides tracking systems, tracking dashboards. So it provides a lot of things. We are going to use the hosting service only. So we have to create a project here. So the first thing that we do is Flipkart, the name of the project, continue. We do not need any of these things. So we can say we do not need anything, any of these things. No, we do not want any tracking, nothing almost. Create a project. When we'll be receiving the mail, that I don't know, the Cuvette will send you. You will receive it within 2-3 days. Okay. Finishing up. So the project is working. Okay, I have one this reading list as well, putting it on Firebase. So that also I can give you 1 second. Introduction, JavaScript testing, JavaScript worker, browser, SB Sprite, awesome. Some JavaScript tips found require. किसी को दिक्कत बताना. I cannot search it. Why they do not give the search bar here? JavaScript brightness and interactivity, Flexbox, Dev UI, portfolio, Firebase hosting. Yes. Do we get certificate for this? That the team will tell you. Firebase hosting. Firebase hosting, guys. Okay. You guys can go through it and understand how is working day like in Sony currently. See, my job role is a cool work job role. So for me, it's very cool. I have to work from home only. So I wake up a good time, take meetings, peer reviews, do a lot of meetings, unblock people. Okay. And like let's say if you're getting an error, you can call me, you can drop a message, somebody can help me. I'll the first person who can help, will come to help you to solve your errors, I'll fix your errors. Okay. I'll the one who manage the code of Sony Live. So every code has to go through by me. So yeah, this is my day-to-day routine. And then we discuss architecture, they discuss problems, the tools integration and all, performance reviews, all the performance analysis that also I do. So this is like typical day look like of me. And then I take this class. Are you a team leader? I'm not a team leader. I'm a senior software engineer. I mostly work as a team leader, you can say. So the team leader is a different position itself. So there's a woman who is a team leader in my team, but I am a senior software engineer. I have almost worked like that only. But I more prefer tech side. Team leader is more like people management side where he has to deal with the upper management and then the team. Okay. So the team leader has to a task to manage people, right? Who manage that side also, who manage this side also along with tech. But for my task is just to manage these people with tech. That's it. The team leader has that task also to manage those people on the upper management, make PPTs, make slides and all. So that team leader does. I don't do that. I just focus on code. How about fresher got opportunity, sir? I have an opportunity right now. Not as a full-time opportunity. I have like freelancing opportunity. I have posted on Instagram also yesterday if you have seen it. So there's a link mentioned on my Instagram story. Uh, I'm looking for a freelancer. Like I'm not seeking. There's some startup who's looking for a freelancer. So if you do that freelancing and they like you, they can hire you also. Okay, maybe. But yeah. So I posted something on Instagram. So you can check it out there. Why I posted on Instagram? Because LinkedIn में डाल नहीं सकते ना, because there's managers and everything. They say कि why you are hiring and all. Getting my point? But yeah, this opportunity is for fresher only. If you have created at least 2 good projects, send it to me. I'll review it and proceed further. Okay, guys, how to deploy on the Firebase? This is the link that you have to go through. It says इसको Ethereum donate करने, so don't donate Ethereum to him. This is the console that you have to visit. Make a profile on it, create a project. This is the command that you need to run on your system, on your project. So let's go. So here it says npm install -g Firebase tool. So -g means install globally. So now there'll be npm install in your computer, right? So this will store this Firebase tool in your computer, not in your project, in your computer. So you can use this Firebase tool from anywhere, from any command prompt, not in your just specific project. Okay, it's not installing in your dependency, it's installing in your computer's dependency. Okay, -g मतलब global. Okay, then what you need to do, you have to I'll use this project. Okay, fine. Then you have to say npm install for dependency installing npm run build. So you have to run npm build to build your project. Okay, once it is done, we'll build the project. Okay, we'll move further later. यहाँ पे दिखा देता हूँ तब तक. कहाँ गया? कहाँ गया फ्लिपकार्ट? Guys, I'm audible. Hello. Am I audible to you? Hello, hello. Guys, am I audible to you? Okay, cool. So this is the Flipkart. इस पे click कर. Rukaiya, you can ask questions if you have in the chat. So here you can see, guys, they have changed their UI again. Fine. Whenever I visit any website, the new UI after a long time. So what you need to do, you need to build and deploy on hosting. So this is the tool that we are going to use. It offers a lot of things. It offers Google sign in, Facebook sign in, and all authentication. You can custom create your own custom authentication. App health check, how the app is working and all. Database, real-time database for chat application. Okay. Extensions, I don't know, you can figure out. Just plugins. Storage for storing videos, photos, big files. Hosting is what we are going to do. Functions are like online functions. You can say cloud functions. Cloud functions is a function that you have written online and you can use it as API, right? Machine learning. Machine learning is basically something for machine learning people. I've never used it. You can explore. And there's monitoring tools again. Okay, how the crash analytics, performance, test lab and all. So we are going to use a hosting. Okay, we are going to use hosting today. Hosting. So get started, but we do not need to. We have this around one, right? Let's see if done. Oh, it's not done yet. It's taking too much time. Sir, it's my project. Please see whenever you are free. I just saw. Is it a new one? Oh, I just saw it. I checked it in my profile, in my computer, not on the screen. I checked it. It's a good one. Make it better a little. Just a little better. Now this is nice for the beginner, but you can have like decent, elegant, professional looking dashboard. Okay. Have fun. Okay. Just make it a better UI. Functionality is all good, but there's no functionality, of course, but you can just make it a better UI, professional UI. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the session and learned something from this particular session. Expand. To cut. That to cut not working, I guess. It's working. Yeah, it's working. Oh, nice. Oh, it has a lot of things. Nice. Oh, nice. Then you can just make this UI better. That's it. It's a good project itself, but just make it a UI better. And it's not a React project. It's a basic JavaScript project, right? Afan, it's not a React project. It's a basic JavaScript project. Is it? No, sir, it's React. Is it? I don't think so. Oh, yes, it is React. It is React. हाँ बस ठीक है फिर तो. Afan, just make the UI better, and it's a good project for you. Okay. We'll connect you through Insta already. I just need to send you a hey, please check it once. I don't have phone right now in my hand. You can see my hands are here. There's too much cold. I'll message whenever I see. It's taking too much time. Generally, it does not take it this much time. Looking sleepy, man. As I am. I sleep too much. I'm a developer. I'm an engineer. I do sleep a lot. ले हो जा भाई कितना टाइम लगेगा RxJS इतनी देर में तो कुछ बना लेते हैं okay it's done okay cool once it is done you have to run the command npm build okay so npm build what does npm run build sorry npm run build okay. So what this npm run build command does it basically execute this particular command here you can say npm run start karte the npm start when we do npm start it run this command when we say npm run build it runs this command so it basically tells react to build the application so whatever the javascript css html that you've written it will combine all these assets assets means javascript css and html it will go through by webpack build into separate files of html separate file of HTML, separate file of CSS, and separate file of JavaScript, and it will provide you so that you can host this. Okay, let's see. We're getting it. Creating an optimized build. Optimized build. Okay, cool. It's done. Okay. So you can see there's a build here. And here you can see it has the index.html and the logo that you had in a public folder. So this entire public folder has arrived here. Static has your CSS and JavaScript. You can see your CSS and JavaScript. So all the CSS is here. You can see main.css and main.css here. So all the CSS that you have written has arrived here somehow tangled onto one another. You can see product card image, product card something, product list, product label. So pura yahan pe collection aa chuka hai. It is the collection of all the CSS that you have written together. Here also you can see this is the node module CSS of all the other CSS things. It's a collection of all the node modules CSS and some basic CSS. Okay. Loader container, slick loading, slick track. You can see node module CSS. Okay. The screen sharing stopped. What you guys are seeing, guys, right now? Display settings. Connect to a Wi-Fi. So build folder is the build of the collection of all the assets, all the classes, all the JavaScript, CSS, and HTML that you've written in the final folder. So this is the folder that you're going to deploy. And see all the JavaScript is here in two different segments. Okay. All the assets that you used is present here. All the fonts. And yep. Cool. Now what do we want? We would like to deploy this. So I'll say deploy करने के लिए this is the command. चलो चलो इधर है. So to deploy, we have this command Firebase login. So you have to log into your Firebase from your terminal. Firebase login. Netlify also easy to deploy. Yes, Netlify is also easy to deploy, but I think Firebase is something that you are going to use more oftenly for creating databases, creating real-time databases. Why? Just say AI, and it will ask for the permission. So you just have to give the permission here from this particular account. Allow. Okay, you're logged in successfully. So now you're logged in successfully here. Now what's the next step? This is one-time process. Okay. Firebase init. So now you have to initialize the Firebase in your project. So you'll see Firebase init. Let's work. Let's work. Yes. What do you want to choose? You want to choose hosting. So I would love to choose hosting. Let me just make it big. So I would love to choose hosting, configure files for hosting and GitHub action deploy, configure a cloud function, configure, you can see a lot of options are here. How you want to choose? तुम्हें कैसे पता चलेगा future में? You come here and see these are the options you are getting. You have to choose this one, hosting, configure files for Firebase hosting. So you choose this one. Enter. Sorry, space bar दबाना था, भूल गया. You have to press the space bar. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Space दबाना था. Okay. And then enter. Yeah. Please use an existing project. So yes, we are going to use an existing project. We're not going to create a new project. Our project name is Flipkart. This was the Flipkart project that we had. Select this. Do you want to use as public directory? तो आप मतलब public folder को अपना primary directory बनाना चाहते हो? Like you want to create public folder as a primary directory. So what you need to do, you need to say build here. You write build here because your folder name is build. Okay. So you write build here. Configure a single page application with index.html. Your file name is index.html and all the URLs will come to the index.html. We'll say yes. Here the build.html already exists. So you will say set up automatically build and GitHub's automatically builds. Do we want automatically builds? I think this is a new configuration they are asking right now. Oh, yep, they're in a new configuration they are asking. So let's say yes for now. Override. So you can say override. No, I do not want to override my index.html. This is the GitHub URL because we have said ki GitHub say link kar do. So that's why it's asking for the GitHub. This is the new thing that they have introduced. Okay. Cool. So we have logged in successfully, I guess. For which repository you would like to start the workflow? Let me ask. For which repository? For which repository? Array, Flipkart repository. Flipkart. For which repository you would like to format user slash repository. 2316. This is a new thing that they are asking. Okay. It's basically, you can say no there. आप no कर देना. 2316. Flipkart. Flipkart. चलना. Access दूं. यार no ही कर देना था. Fine. For which GitHub repository would like to set up a GitHub workflow? Format like user repository. My repository name is Flipkart only, right? ये तो है. चलना. Authenticator cannot be used with this repository. If this repository is in organization, did you remember the grant access? What's my repository name? What is my repository name? Flipkart. Okay. Flipkart. अरे नहीं चाहिए यार, हट जाओ, परेशान हो गया मैं. तो गई, नहीं चाहिए. I'll figure out that how to do it. This is a new thing that they're asking. I'll say no there. Are you ready to process? Yes, I'm ready to process. Configure cloud function, cloud configure hosting with and set up GitHub actions to deploy optionally. Use an existing project. Flipkart. Do you want to use a build folder? I want to use. Do you want? Yes. Nope. Nope. Okay, done. इतना ही करना था, उतना टाइम वेस्ट हो गया. Fine. So we did it. Okay. Flipkart पे deploy हो गया. Now we have to just deploy it. So initialize, the Flipkart is initialized. Okay. So Flipkart कह रहा हूँ, sorry. Firebase is initialized. Now what you need to do is the last command, the Firebase deploy. That's it. That's the last command that you need to do. And done. And every time you have to just say Firebase deploy. Whenever the next time you will want to deploy, you will just say Firebase deploy. You don't need to do all things, because till now we just initialize. So initialize happens only first time. Now you just need to deploy. So you can see the Firebase folder has arrived here. Okay. And it's deploying everything, and the hosting URL has been provided to us. This is the URL. And it's live. You guys can check it out. आपकी स्क्रीन पे थोड़ा बेकार दिखेगा, आई गेस. मेरी स्क्रीन पे भी कैसा दिखेगा, लेट्स सी. बिकॉज टीवी के लिए बनाया है, सो आई गेस नहीं, परफेक्ट दिख रहा है. ठीक है यार, सही दिख रहा है. लुकिंग फाइन आई गेस. या थोड़ा सा ठीक कर लेना ऐसे यूआई में, बट इट सीम्स गुड टू मी. It seems good to me. Cool. Let me say the link here. Deployed link. Cool. So yeah, everything is mentioned here, guys. Enjoy. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Good night. And now, whenever you change something, you will run two commands: npm run build and Firebase deploy. So npm run build whenever you change something, and after that you will say npm run build, and then after that you will say Firebase deploy. These are two commands you need to run whenever you will do, whenever you do any update on your code. That's it from my side, guys. Bye, everyone. Bye. Good night. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you liked it. And Cuvette will welcome you. And they will send you all the required things for you. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. No steps to right. GitHub link is mentioned in the stock. Everything is mentioned in the stock. The data, the images, the points, the important points that we covered, all is mentioned here. So Nana, you have joined very early. Git commit. अच्छा मेरे रेपो का नाम अलग था ना, रेपो का नाम फ्लिपकार्ट हाइफन था. My repo name is Flipkart hyphen. My repo name was Flipkart hyphen. So that's why it was not working. Flipkart hyphen is the name. Guys, the code is available in the master branch. Okay, not in the main branch, master branch. So you can check out the master branch. The code is here. Ding ding. अच्छा लग रहा है वैसे तो. थोड़ा सा UI और हो जाता, टाइम मिल जाता तो मस्त लगता. चलो. Bye guys, bye everyone. Stopping the recording.